Cop that fresh grandpa chair from the 60s, baby. Oh, yeah. If this chair doesn't get me some payouts, I'm going to spaz out, man. I'm going to tell you right now. Anyway, price action recently. Let's talk about it. Price action has been... It's been shite. You know what? Monday was okay, but Tuesday, today, I'll go over both days. Tuesday was rough, man. And if you're not careful, you're gonna get chewed up in this shit. I did not take a trade today, but I took a trade yesterday on Monday. I'm gonna go over that real quick. It was a small loss. It was a bit of a sloppy sell. I don't necessarily regret taking it, but I just want to hop on the charts here and quickly discuss the trade I took yesterday. So the trade I took yesterday was based on a couple things. The higher time frame looked very bearish to me. We inversed this 4-hour gap here. So as you can see, we closed below it. This is the 10 a.m. open here. So the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle opens below this. So we inverse this 4-hour. We are holding this 4-hour bearish order block. So I hopped onto the smaller time frame and I was targeting New York lows. So again, this is the 4-hour that we inversed. We closed right here. So we close below, we come back up, we retest this 4-hour order block, which I have marked up right here. And unfortunately, your boy had to run to the washroom. Horrible timing, but it happens, man. A little emergency washroom break. I gotta start bringing my laptop with me. And we got this set up here. So I came back to the computer and I wasn't really expecting much because we had been chopping around quite a bit. But I come back to this setup. And again, I was only willing to take shorts on the day because everything to me was pointing bearish. And this setup was beautiful. I know some people took this. Really nice close on the 3-minute. You could have put a hard stop above at this order block and you could have took your break-even position here. And you would have targeted New York lows, which also lined up with the opening gap, the new week opening gap right there. So that was a very nice trade. I was kind of pissed that I missed that. And it hit full take profit later on, which would have been about a 1 to 5. And because I missed it, I got a little bit emotional. I don't necessarily regret taking this trade. To me, it looked okay. It sort of followed my trade plan for the most part. And this was the position that I took the small losing trade on. So again, we did not touch that new week opening gap. We didn't sweep New York lows yet. Everything was pointing bearish. So I wanted to take a continuation play. And I attempted to short this 1-minute gap as soon as we closed below it. So what I liked about this is we retraced back into this bearish fair value gap here. We tested it, had to move to the downside. Nice momentum, nice candle close there. So I hopped in a short position as soon as this candle closed. And again, I was targeting that new week opening gap. So this was the trade idea. And again, it wasn't the cleanest trade as we didn't quite come back into discount of this price leg. But yeah, man, I don't necessarily regret taking it. It was a very small loss. I'm trying to keep those losses as small as possible. So we lost about 0.5% on that play, which I'm okay with. I followed my trade plan, and as soon as this candle closed up here, this candle started printing up and I closed the position a little early, and I'm glad I did because as you can see, we get another push and then we finally, if you play price a little bit, finally end up sweeping those lows. So after I lost that play, I realized that it was pretty sloppy price action for the most part, low probability day. Missed that 3-minute unfortunately because my stomach was mosh up, but that's okay. Don't really regret taking this. I'm okay with that loss. And then hopping to today, Today was one of those days where I just decided to sit on my hands, and you can see why here, man. There is just no rhyme or reason to any of this. We're consolidating like crazy. If you miss this move in the morning, actually there's no move to miss, because listen, we get a nice sweep of liquidity here. Get a nice sweep of liquidity. If you look on the higher time frame, it's a bit more obvious. So let's hop on the 1 hour here. So we sweep Asia low here, and then we get that 10 a.m. reversal. But the problem is, so these were a couple of the targets I had marked up for the day. So I had this marked up here, and I had, where was it? I had these highs marked up here, and I had some equal highs from yesterday marked up. So we left some equal highs from yesterday. So we had equal highs right here. Equal highs right here. So I had all of these equal highs marked up. These equal highs from yesterday. New York highs. I believe there was one more set of relative equal highs somewhere. I can't remember. Anyway, everything was pointing bullish for the day. The higher time frame looked bullish, so I was looking for longs. And this long position to me looked okay here. However, the only problem with this play is we close above this inverse at 9:55, and we had red folder news at 10. I don't want to be hopping in plays 5 minutes before red folder news. So yes, this play did work out. But as you can see, we get that 10 a.m. news candle here, and everything becomes a lot more volatile. So I simply was not willing to hop in that trade with red folder news coming in 5 minutes. So I stayed disciplined there. We started building some low resistance liquidity up here. Shorts to me look like they could have been all right. We had this play on the 3 minutes. I decided to stay out of that because the close was just very, very close in my opinion. I wanted to see price close a little bit lower. I'm not a huge fan of the 3 to begin with. We were sort of chopping around a little bit. And in my opinion, it looked like we still wanted to go higher. And as well, we created equal highs right here with this high. And again, this is sort of hard to see, but if you mark up the 1054 high from yesterday, you can see that it lines up very close to the 1024 high with today. So these to me were untapped equal highs. So I was not willing to go short as long as we had these equal highs up here. And it's a good reason I didn't go short, because this position just melted against me right off the hop. And again, I wasn't in that. Glad I stayed out of it. And then as you can see, we create a ton of equal highs up here. So we have 3 relative equal highs, and we have equal lows down here. So watching this price action, you can see that we're trending between, or we're just consolidating between 2 sets of equal highs. So I was looking at this on the 3, and this play to me looked decent to these equal lows, but I was waiting for a liquidity sweep of these equal highs. I did not want to take this short here simply because we had equal highs above still. So I don't know which liquidity pool price wants to go to first. So price has 2 very decent targets, these equal highs and these equal lows. So for me to take this short means that I am basically just gambling, because price has not swept these highs yet and price has not swept these lows yet. So I decided to sit on my hands again, and that took some discipline, as I was on the charts for about 2 hours at this point. I did not see a trade I liked, and again, I'm practicing trying to sit on my hands. And again, it's a good thing I didn't hop in this trade, because if I did, I would have got smoked. I would have got smoked, and price immediately took these equal highs. Price took these equal highs, and as you can see, just continued to use this gap as support. We use it as support here again. We use it as support here. And at this point, I decided to hop off the charts. I accepted that it was probably going to be a no trade day. And I'm glad I did hop off the charts because it would have been very easy to get burnt in these price conditions, man. This PA is just very choppy. Just zoom out, man. Just zoom out. Like, the light bulb is not going off in my head. None of these plays really jump out at me. This play, I guess you could argue, looks all right. But again, we still have these untapped equal lows below. There's just too much going on. Too much going on for me to risk taking a play on my funded account. I am not going to take this long simply because we still have these lows here. And at this point, it's already 12. So I just simply decided to hop off the charts and accept that it was a no trade day. And I'm glad I did. And man, that's what's going to make the difference in your trading. Being able to sit on your hands through shit like this is going to make all the difference. I know back in the day, I would get chewed up in this price action all the time, man. I would take any little setup I saw. I would say, oh, look at this. Like, you can make any setup look good if you overanalyze it. Oh, wow, we're holding fair value gap here. We just inverse this gap. This should go up. And look at that. It fails, closes back below. Yada 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 yada. Like, this to me is just poop price action. So Spen and I were trading together. We decided that it'd be best to just hop off the charts and try to preserve our mental capital, man. Wait for those A+ setups. Wait for that cleaner price action. So tomorrow is a new day. We are going to try to capitalize on tomorrow. Forget about today. You know what? I'm happy with today. I'm happy that I was able to sit on my hands and preserve the account. And that's it, man. That's it. I just wanted to come on here and really just talk about the importance of sitting through bad price action. You need to be able to do it. If you're not able to remain patient in rough conditions, you are not going to make it as a trader, I can promise you. So you need to learn to be patient. You need to be willing to sit on your ass and do nothing when price action looks like this. Again, you could probably scan this thing for a TV at Walmart. It looks like a goddamn barcode. Just ugly, ugly, ugly. Anyway, that's the sum up on the past 2 days. Tougher price conditions, tougher PA. I know a lot of people have been getting burnt so far this week. Last week was pretty tricky too. So I am okay with my small loss. That's not a big deal. I know I can make that back and a little bit with one nice trade. So yeah, we just got to remain patient and see what tomorrow brings for us, man. That's it.